The poet and literary critic Dorothy Parker once said, "I hate writing. I love having written." If you're nodding your head vigorously right now saying, duh, or some other Gen Z or Gen Alpha variant of that sentiment, you're in the right place, my friend. I've been there. The late nights, the deadlines, the 37 open tabs for just one more citation. And if you're a first-gen scholar, a parent balancing nap times with submission deadlines, or an ELL student navigating a whole new language and culture, that pressure can feel even heavier. So today we're diving into why writing anxiety shows up, why research feels hard, and most importantly, how to quiet that inner critic so you can keep moving forward. If you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Stacey Garrepy. I earned my PhD in music education. I've taught for over 10 years, been a mom for 2, and I specialize in helping writers like you who have full plates and even fuller hearts to be efficient in your writing and research, be energized, and enjoy your life. Welcome to Crayons in My Manuscript. Today we're going to talk about something that every single academic, whether they admit it or not, has felt at some point. Research can suck sometimes. Okay, let's be honest, it can suck a lot of times, and that's part of the process. So let's start with the obvious. Research is hard because it's supposed to be. Take it from a first gen. Nobody tells you in grad school that research and academia can absolutely suck. Instead, they might tell you to be curious, passionate, or persistent and detailed. What they don't tell you is that the road to having written is full of potholes, uncertainty, endless revisions, and the sneaking suspicion that everyone else is somehow always handling it better than you. Here's the truth. Even brilliant scholars sit there staring at a blinking cursor, wondering if they belong and if everybody's going to find out. For first-gen students, the struggle feels like you're carrying your whole family's hopes on your shoulders and you don't have a blueprint. Or worse, it might make you feel like you can't share your struggles with your family, or fear like you'll be labeled as dramatic or judged for, or even just being given a, huh? You're stressed about what? What? For parenting students, the guilt whispers, you should be playing with your kids, not staring at a screen. And for military students, you could be thinking, I've led teams and faced life or death decisions and basic but this is overwhelming in a whole different way. Just send me back to basic. If that's you, I see you, and you're not alone. So we've talked about the inner critic, but let's discuss it again. That voice in your head that says, this is too hard. You're terrible. You're a fraud at research. Research. Why did you even start this program? That voice, like the one that's talking to me right now as I record, is your inner critic. Here's the reminder. Your inner critic thinks it's helping you. It's like an overprotective friend saying, if I make you doubt yourself now, you won't face rejection later because we can't face rejection. But when that voice gets too loud, the problem is it paralyzes you. For first-gen students, it can sound like, you don't belong here. For parents, it sounds like, good parents don't lock themselves away to write. For military scholars, you're so far behind, you'll never catch up. Or if you're an ELL student with English as a second language, you can learn a whole second language, get accepted into a program, or get a job, but you don't have what it takes to write a daggum paper. Recognize it for what it is. It's fear disguised as logic. So how do we deal with it? Here are 5 strategies that have saved me and some of the people that I've helped, my clients, from drowning in that self-doubt. First, remember, we've talked about this before, but progress beats perfection. Perhaps you've thought in the past, this has to be the absolute best version of my paper, or I have to prove myself and make this perfect. Your new saying, thought, mantra, done is better than perfect. And this is one I always love to bring up. That will do. Perfection isn't your goal. Progress is. 2, we've talked about this too. Celebrate every win, no matter how small. Instead of telling yourself you'll do 3 hours of writing, which sounds awful, like say 15 minutes. Lower the stakes so that you can complete something and then celebrate the heck out of it. 3, create rituals. We talked about this last episode. Light a candle, brew that coffee, pull out some crayons for brainstorming. I've done this before. I've literally outlined a paper in scented markers. It was awesome. Sometimes messy, colorful thinking is the best way to get unstuck. All right. I'm about to sound like a mental health professional, which I'm not, or a therapist, but 4, self-compassion is a power move. I want you to try talking to yourself like you'd talk to a student who's struggling. You're learning. This is hard because it matters. Really put yourself into that sort of mentor position in your mind and try talking to yourself like you would to one of your mentees or one of your researchers that's under you. 5 is to find your people. Guys, writing groups, accountability partners, virtual sprints, they're all important because we can't do this alone. I've said this before as well. Find your people. Spoiler alert, I consider you all my people. I'm really, really thankful for you all. And here's a bonus mindset hack that works wonders. So I guess this is the 6th. Do it for future you. Here's what I mean by that. All right. Present Stacey is kind of a slacker. Present Stacey wants to leave the dishes for another day. Present Stacey doesn't want to go to the gym or on the walk. But future Stacey, she's awesome. She gets stuff done. She takes advantages of opportunities for productivity. This is why I want you to plan for future you. Begin thinking, I'm writing this paragraph as a favor for future me. It's the same reason you do the last of the dishes before going to bed, hopefully. So you come downstairs to a clean kitchen in the morning. It's the same reason you set out your gym clothes the night before a morning run. So it's easy. So future you can have present you has future you's back. Put a little effort in today for this is editing Stacey, for future you. Visualize how relieved and how proud you'll feel when that particular section in your paper or chapter is done. One of my favorite sayings from one of my favorite authors, John Acuff, is, I'll feel great when I'm done. Borrow that kind of energy to get it done. All right, back to my opening segment and my quote from Dorothy Parker. I hate writing. I love having written. That sentence, along with I'll feel great when I'm done, has kept me company during some of my hardest writing seasons. As a reminder, you don't hate writing because you're bad at it. You hate it because it asks everything of you. It requires vulnerability. It stretches your thinking, your patience, your confidence, and sometimes your faith in humanity. But that's part of what makes the having written part so sweet. So give yourself permission to feel that it's hard. It doesn't mean you're failing. Don't attach that meaning to it. It means you're doing the work. I want to share a quote that one of my favorite professors in grad school shared with me. And this really, really encouraged me and helped me to put it in perspective. It says, quote, "The truth is that the people who look like the best writers are banging their heads against the wall, pulling out their hair, struggling and fighting and trying. The only difference between them and you, they don't stop. They struggle until some more until it gets good, until it conveys exactly what they mean. The truth is, it doesn't get easy. It stays hard, and they do it anyway." So here's the recap and the takeaway for you. Research is supposed to feel messy. It sucks. It's not fun. But there are a lot of fun moments wrapped up into that. But the middle part is messy. Writing anxiety is normal. And your inner critic, sometimes even your trauma responses, or your advisor doesn't get the final say on your productivity. You do. So here's your action step. Sit down, write for 10 minutes today. That means open up a document, write a paragraph. That's 3 sentences, okay? Or take out a resource and write and annotate it for 10 minutes today, right? Reading and notating for 10 minutes does count. That is writing. And if you do, come share your win with me on Instagram at Crayons in My Manuscript, or head over to the Facebook page at CIMM Podcast, because your voice matters, and so do you. I'd love to hear your stories and your comments on the things about writing that you absolutely hate and the ones that you love. Well, that's it for today's short but beautifully messy draft. Until next time, remember, you can write 1 sentence today. And sentences turn into paragraphs, paragraphs turn into pages, and pages turn into publications. And I am cheering you on with every keystroke. If you found this helpful, you can like and subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Or if you want to support the channel a little more, you can head over to Buy Me a Coffee. The link will be in the description of below. So comments or coffee, I'd be so grateful for your support. Next week, we're unpacking my favorite method for productivity, the Pomodoro method. You won't want to miss it. Until next time, trust your words. You're building real scholarship amidst a real life. Every little bit counts. And I'm right here with you, cheering you on the whole way. Subscribe and join me again for Crayons in My Manuscript. Until next time.